Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're finishing Superman number 65 with the Three Supermen from Krypton. This is essentially a prototype story for kind of Zod, but Zod is a little ways away. But this is three bad Kryptonians who were sent into space by Jor-El for committing crimes against Krypton because they tried to conquer Krypton. What does that sound like to you? Zod, Ursula, Non. If you didn't know who Non was, he was the big one who didn't talk. I actually really like this story. It has a lot going for it. It does have some awkward pacing. There's some weird going back and ruining the flow of the story. But unlike the last few stories where it just kind of ends or it has an ending that didn't make sense to the story that was being set up, this one has a great ending where Superman actually does something. He outsmarts the villains and uses his powers that were very specifically him to defeat them. And you'll be surprised what power that is. So things are going weird in Metropolis. There is havoc, and it turns out it's being caused by three aliens, kind of dressed like Superman, dressed like Kandorians, who have landed on the planet. Turns out they're from Krypton, which is when Superman realizes, oh my god, we all have the same powers. Remember, we're at a time where Kryptonians just naturally had all these powers. He doesn't get them from the power of the yellow sun. The yellow sunlight charges his body. They tell a story about how they try to conquer Krypton, involving taking all the air away and suffocating everyone, which is a damn fine way to do it. But Jor-El stood against them, escaped them, and saved Krypton. And as a punishment, because the Phantom Zone doesn't exist yet, he put them into a rocket and shot them into space, which is actually not too far from what happened with the Phantom Zone in Man of Steel. Less phallic. Still pretty phallic, it's a rocket, but less phallic. So over time, they've ended up on Earth, where they're planning on doing the same thing on Earth. This causes what has to happen, which is Superman fighting the three of them. Now, it's three Kryptonians versus one Kryptonian, but Superman is able to hold out. They don't do the usual excuse that comes to Zod, that Zod is not used to his powers or they're not fully charged yet. But Superman just holds his own. But they're getting tired, and specifically, Superman's getting tired. So they take a break after just beating into each other. It's not that interesting of a fight that's depicted. The fight between the alien and him in the story where the being from the other universe is building a menagerie, a zoo of famous people from Earth. That one's almost Dragon Ball Z in its way. They're getting knocked into craters. Now, this is just like a slap fight. But things turn to Superman's advantage when one of them boasts to the other two, and suddenly they're now all fighting each other because they all have massive egos. And Uban and the other two are defeated by themselves, and Superman shoots them back up in the rocket. Here's the thing. None of them actually boasted anything. Superman was using his ventriloquism powers. Remember, Superman can throw his voice, which seems to be a power set and not just a skill he has. So yes, his ventriloquism, which has been set up in the comics, and him using his brain to use their own powers against each other is what saves the day. And yeah, that is actually an ending I want from Superman. It's Superman solving the problem only in a way Superman can. And I guess any ventriloquist. I don't think they can throw their voices as far as Superman can. Now, I haven't gotten into massive details or really why the pacing's flawed, because we don't have much of a fighting. It's a lot of going back and explaining things. We don't have them kind of fight each other or build to this conclusion, though it is a conclusion that has to happen. Superman has to take them out. It's really just kind of bordered between them showing up, a backstory, and the final fight, which is probably not the most interesting way to present the story, but I will say it's one of the stronger stories of the Golden Age, and definitely up there. It's no like 50 Ways to Kill Superman or Cinderella a la Superman, but it's solid. Okay, that is it from Superman 65. The Three Supermen from Krypton. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video is up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? And I wonder whatever happened to Uban. I'm guessing he's not coming back. Maybe we should do a story where someone finds the ship of Uban. Okay, have a great day.